Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. It's round 2 of the Nation Series being hosted at Autopolis International, and as normal we're going to jump straight into qualifying. Just have to wait for a few of the cars to leave before so I can be released. Finally coming down the pits, coming out in 13th and driving down towards the first corner as we jump into the flying lap. Now heading down the first corner, already sitting pretty in 8th place thanks to the lap that I just finished. Dropping to second gear for the first corner, turning in, and you can see the French driver just having a bit of a beach holiday. Turning into the third corner, I end up dropping it into second. Normally I like going around here in third, but I dropped it a little bit too much. Now dropping down into first for the hairpin, trying to get as close to the apex as I can. Sweeping on out back on the power. Moving up towards the last 2 corners, dropping it down into first, again trying to get as close to the apex as I can, back on the power as early as possible. Crossing the line there with a 1 minute 14.5, and that was good enough for 11th place on the grid. And we're going to jump over to the race now. Now this race is actually a grid start, unlike the rolling starts we've been having in previous events. Now if you jump the lights, you're going to get a penalty. You see the driver on the left there just going a little bit too early, but the lights are out, away we go. I managed to dart into the middle, moving up just into 8th place, heading down the main straight. Coming into the first corner, I brake a little bit too late and I send one of the drivers off the track, and I am sorry about that, but they managed to rejoin as the race continues. Now just coming out of the first sector of the track, we go around the corner and the driver who was in first goes sideways straight across me, allows me to move up into 3rd place thanks to the ghosting, but he's not having a good time. Breaking down into the first for the hairpin, just looking at the 2 drivers ahead, just having a little fight as I try and catch up. And at this point you can see that I'm gaining on the car ahead of me. I'm just going to go and try and take him on the inside, but he does outbrake me. Does stay wide, allowing me to keep as close to the apex as I can around the corner. But I end up just spinning the wheels, losing some speed, and they pull away down the main straight. It looks like there's a change of position ahead. The German driver's just taken the Italian driver for pole in the race. But if they keep fighting, it means I've still got a chance to catch up. Look in the radar, you can just see the car behind just pulling in, but I managed to get around the corner just a little bit quicker and then pull away. But he's just holding on. And he's jumping into the toe. If you look in the mirror you can see. Heading into lap 3. watching the cars behind change position. And it is Mothers of Famous behind. Now we're just going to fast forward through this part of the race so you can still see what happens. Slowing down, heading into the final hairpin of lap 4, and the German driver ahead does go forward and have a beach holiday, and that allows me to move up into second position. It's lap 5, currently running in second place. You see there's a bit of a gap between me and the driver in front, but there's also a gap with the driver behind, so that means I've got a little bit of wiggle room. Now you can see the driver behind is actually making that gap ever so smaller. He's gaining on me. Coming up to the final 2 corners, and the driver behind just tries it on the inside, but I managed to hold him off, shutting the door on him going around the apex. As he just sits in the toe behind me as we head into lap 6. Now coming into the first corner, sitting in my toe has been very useful for the German driver behind as he gets around and overtakes me, pushing me down into third place. Still sitting pretty on the podium right now. Just thinking almost at halfway. Just got to hold this position. Getting very close to that apex. Thankfully the driver behind is not in the range of tow, but he is gaining slightly. Lap 7, coming through the first corner. I actually go a little bit wide on the way out, managed to hold it, but the loss of speed allows the driver in 4th to come and battle me around the second corner to take 3rd from me and push me down to 4th. Really trying to push this car just to try and catch the driver ahead. Now we're just skipping ahead to the final lap here, just going down the main straight, still sitting in 4th position. coming around the first corner again with some semi-worn tyres now, taking it quite wide, staying relatively centre to the track. So just trying to catch on the driver ahead, trying to force a mistake, anything. Braking for the third corner, down into second again, pushing it back up to third, but I'd already scrubbed the speed. We actually lapped the car in 17th as he darts wide out of the racing line to stay and avoid us. So we brake into first, coming through the hairpin, getting very close now to the driver ahead. Just about half a second gap. At this point he is pulling away around the corner, heading up towards the final 2 corners of the race. Braking, dropping it down into first, trying to do as almost see an opportunity, but he manages to just hold on, get on the power just before me. He pulls away to try and sit in his toe, but it's already too late to cross the line for 4th place. Now I've got to say, it was definitely a good day. Taking 4th, I'll take that. And that is in fact it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. If you managed to watch this long, why not leave a like, maybe subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying and you want to support me. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.